Oh, there you go. Boom. You see me?
Hey,
Ah, my
boom.
fault. Yeah. It was good, Q.
We in there, man. What's going on with you?
Chilling, my G. I appreciate you for having me on, man. What's good with you? It's been a
Man,
minute, man. Happy New Year and all of that.
man, same to you, brother. I know
Word,
it's been
man.
a minute, man. I think
Yeah.
the last time we spoke, I was watching the last episode you had on Finish Your Breakfast, man. And
Word, trying to
uh
fucking grind, my nigga.
you've been, yeah, it is. You've been
Stupid.
building. You've been building, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, my G. Are we
Mhm.
recording now? We just flowing?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
chilling. We talking, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a grind, man. As you know, I mean, I'm an older dude.
Yeah,
I guess I'll let you run it how you want to ask questions and shit, but it's a fucking grind, man. And luckily for me, my G, since I work from home, I'm always in front of my desk. But
yeah.
if I was outside, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I've been able to do. So
For
I
real.
appreciate you for having me on, man. But yeah, let's go. You run it. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Let's
look,
go.
it's all good, man. We just flowing like it is, bro. I don't really do no scripted type stuff, man. I like to actually
Just chopping it
come
up.
straight in and just us conversate and talk, chop it up, man.
Uh,
It's a lot more organic because
sure.
right now, like I told you, I do utility locating work. So
Right.
I got enough time on my end to where I can balance out my work. So I know what to do. I can
Right.
speed my tickets up. And
Right.
then no matter who books what time or whatever, I can just adjust it and work around it. Like I got up this morning, I hit the gym up, did some cardio. Then I went out there and did a little bit of work for a minute. And then I
Right.
grabbed some breakfast. And before I knew it, I was like, shit, I'm gonna get up with AV, man, and
Word.
get this thing going, brother.
Appreciate you, my
How
G.
you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm hanging in there, Q.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, man. It's every day it's another day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an older dude, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just to kind of give your audience a brief overview as to
Yeah.
me.
Go ahead. Speak to the listeners, man.
Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, man, Q and I met. I know you had the beard products, and
Yes.
I'm always well, first of all, you showed me a lot of respect and you showed me some support, which I appreciated and I needed. And
Always.
the reason I came into this space was because I felt that the space needed a voice. Now, when I first
Right.
came into this shit, bro, I didn't expect myself to be a voice. I was kind of doing what everyone else was doing and shit, kind
Yeah.
of complaining about women and some of the things that I've experienced. But
Mm-hmm.
then, I couldn't, as after talking on the mic so many times, I kind of ran out of stories about women I was complaining about because I wasn't really complaining about women that much because I
Right.
really didn't have that much problems with women. And then as I went down into the rabbit hole queue, I realized that a lot of the space in this particular niche wants to just complain about women, and there's really no substance in terms of how to make a man feel better about himself and kind of take control of his life. And that's where I
Right.
came in. I kind of organically changed my content into all masculinity because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, Q, I want men to think for themselves. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to shit on a single mom. I'm not going to shit if you want to get married. Do you? But for me, I like to tell guys and give guys perspective
Right.
and understand if you make that decision, it's cool, my G. It's on you, but you have to understand that there may be some consequences associated with it. And
Right.
if you do decide to go down that route, just make sure that you're as prepared as possible. So in the event that you do got to deal with some shit, you got to discipline the bitches, the bitches' kids.
Yeah.
You in a position that you may not have an option to do that. And can you handle it? You know what I'm saying? Can we
Yeah.
curse on this or
Man.
we good?
Drink,
I
smoke,
bet. Let's
whatever.
go. Let's go.
Do you?
Let's go, nigga. Yeah, go
Look,
ahead.
you do
Go
your
ahead.
thing, and it's funny that you
All right.
mentioned that too about just making the right decisions because I can speak for myself from experience years ago where I learned real early at an early age, like you got to really be in tune with yourself as a man. You got to actually know yourself because I was in a situation one time where I dated a chick. She had 2 kids at the time. I didn't think nothing about it. We were just doing our thing. I should have just kept it with us, just what I'm saying, fucking and interacting, and that's it. I wanted to actually prolong the thing. I didn't see certain things until later on when I
Right.
realized why the kids' fathers weren't really with this woman and why her family kind of disowned this person, not even bashing this person.
Right.
When I seen this, that told me right then and there, man, that I got a lot on my hands. A long story short, AV, what ended up happening to me, bro, and by the grace of God and a good lawyer that I had, bro, I escaped a situation where I pretty much thought I had a daughter at the time, right?
Right.
And she happened to, and she wasn't even mine. I found out she wasn't mine.
Damn.
My granddaddy felt some type of way about it. My sister then was just like, man, something is very off about this situation. I had already, you know what I'm saying, the person already been moved in with us and everything.
Damn,
I had already signed the birth certificate at the time when the baby was born. Man, bro, let me tell you what happened. She really started, because what happened, she started showing signs and being disrespectful, all this. And I'm telling a lot of guys from experience, man, don't tolerate that, because if you don't know yourself, man, it's going to be your fault, because it was my
Facts,
fault. I
facts,
put
facts,
myself
facts.
in that situation, right?
Right, right.
So when I figured this out, AV, man, it was already so far gone. I was so knee deep into everything to where it got to a point where one time, man, cops got called several times. Child Protective Services came through one time trying to figure out what was going on with her and the kid. I mean, you got people coming to the door. I
Sure.
can't even kick it or function with my people, or let alone do it myself and drink and
Right.
smoke like I like to indulge in
Right. Yeah,
out of
you at the
moderation.
crib. Yeah, you was.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
bro, it happened. I'm talking about one day, AV.
I nigga.
Man, check this out. We got it. I walked in the house one day. My mama told her, like, hey, I need you to do this and that, for your kids. She didn't want to do it. They was face to face. Next thing you know, bro, they got into it. All I know, I turned my head. I see my mom hit the ground, bro, like push hit the ground. I had to think right then and there. I said, I'm a melanated man, so I gotta be
Woo!
cautious. Even though she was black and Hispanic, the thing was, I had to look at the fact that them Georgia laws, like, hey, it's gonna have me in a bad
Fact, my
situation
nigga.
if I try to protect my mom, but I gotta do it a certain way. So what I did, AB, I pushed it like that
Strained.
to draw her attention off of my mom and the kids. She came into me. At this time, I could still carry. My fucking pistol came off my waist, fell off my waist, AV, and we rolled on the ground like
Jesus
scuffling. She got me by my
Christ.
hair, dog, crazy. Next thing you know,
Yo. Nigga, I'm getting hot, bro.
look, her
Hey.
oldest son was screaming, he was crying. I said, hey, I see my gun on the ground. I said, hey, I said, grab that gun. Go give it to my mama. It done
Jesus
happened. My mom
Christ.
outside calling the authorities. So she took that and put it off in her car. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't seem like, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to do something.
Nice, 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 nice.
And all this is happening. I'm thinking really fast.
Yeah.
And I remember she had me by my hair, and I slightly had in the headline. I told her, I said, look,
Jesus.
I said, either we're gonna stay like this when the cops get here,
Word.
or you gonna let me go and we're gonna be done. My adrenaline rushing, bro. AV, imagine your shoulder being like this. I realized my shoulder had popped out of place. So much adrenaline. I ain't even realized
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Till after. Yeah.
we hit the ground. Man, it was crazy, bro. I was scratched up, everything. Long story short, found out I ain't know she had a track record with domestic violence. I didn't even know. That goes back to vetting, bro. After I got my lawyer and stuff, it took about a year, almost 2 years. My lawyer, Mr. Hawkins, man, shout out to him. He
Salute.
ended up just
Word.
checking me out, man. We did a virtual hearing. That's around the time COVID came.
Sure.
She didn't show up to the online thing. We called her mom about it. She got sent the letter about the court hearing, all this stuff, bro. And by the grace of God, man, I was able to actually look at it for what it was. I wasn't even mad at her, bro. You know what I mean? It came out of survival. So for a lot of you fellas out there that's listening to this interview right now with me and AV, bro, man, do your due diligence, man, when dealing with women. Women are not bad. I love them. They beautiful.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I got a
Sure.
lady right now, and I could tell the difference from the man that I am compared to the
Mm.
man that I wasn't a couple of years back.
Mm.
And it's just like I had to change my mindset, man. So this is what you talking about when you say finish your breakfast.
My G, yo. Well, salute to you, man, for thinking on your feet,
Yeah.
understanding who you are as a melanated man, you know, knowing what's up, because it's hard for us to think in the midst of things. When I was younger, I was a hothead. I was notorious for doing dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very important what you said about the disrespect and tolerating. I always say this on my show too, Q, that the last serious relationship I was in, it was disrespectful, but it was, see, I tell my guys, don't tolerate no disrespect. And the way that I realized this, and it kind of confirmed it for me, the last relationship I was in, I cared about her. We disrespected each other, but I thought I was winning, Q, because I over disrespected her. So I would out disrespect the bitch, and then she would kind of calm down. And in hindsight, I thought I was winning, because even though it was toxic, I was still had the last word. Now, after time passed, the bitch wasn't backing down. So every time I would have to go up an extra octave, an extra level, to try to calm the bitch down. The bitch didn't calm down, Q. So then So then I had to ghost her ass because, like you, there's only so much. See, a lot of people don't understand too, my nigga. The shit that you did to kind of restrain yourself. You see your mama fall on the floor, nigga. You blacking out. You about to do some dumb shit, and you carrying. So people don't understand how hard it is for us to remain calm because I want to smack the shit out you or do something stupid. So for me, Q, the bitch wasn't backing down. So I had to just say, yo, you know what? I had to ghost this bitch. Even though I had love for the bitch, I said, yo, listen, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna have to ghost you. And as painful as it was, I had to let her go. And I never looked back. Again, I cared about this woman, but to Q's point, you know, tolerating disrespect is a reflection of how you value and see yourself. If you tolerate disrespect and it doesn't sit well with you, it causes you to do some dumb shit, break holes, drink, do something crazy. It's not for you. And at my age, at 49, I always tell niggas peace over pussy. Even though we both like women, it's peace over pussy, fellas. If for me right now, my G, I don't argue with no bitch. I don't argue with no niggas. I don't have the time for it because it takes me to a place that I've worked really hard to kind of suppress, my nigga, because I'll black the fuck out. And then I got the steel bracelets on, then what? You know what I'm saying?
You ready to go at it, man. And that's crazy that you had to do that, man, because when you're in the heat of the moment, like you said, you want to do it. And at this time when my shit happened to me, bro,
nigga. Your shit was sensitive because you had the kid, the illegitimate kid. Yeah, bro.
It was in the crib at that. And then on top of that, not even to break this ice, at work, I had a relative at the time. They were hating hard. It's like when you get to the point where you're doing really good. That made the boss put your coffee
talking my language, bro. Go ahead.
Look, I'm talking about little AV. I had a cousin of mine, man. She was hating on me, and I was a disability developmental specialist, so I dealt with adults that had minds like children. I had a lot of patience.
So you have a lot of patience.
That's it.
Yo, hold on, my nigga.
Go ahead.
Thank you for what you do. You know how people in the armed forces, Q, they say thank you for your service. I gotta thank you because you teachers, because I know I date a woman who deals with special needs kids too, and I be looking at the bitch. I'm like, yo, you got special skills. So I know people in your field have to have patience.
Man,
so
patience. You learn so much about them, but most importantly, you learn so much about yourself. Because when it happens, I'm talking about all this is going on with that situation, with that, and then at the job, man, it took what happened. We got into a disagreement about some keys to a van. I had a guy. He had problems with his legs. He was in a wheelchair. And basically, I grabbed the van so he wouldn't have to climb up into the bus. And she felt entitled. It was like some grandfather in type shit. She'd been up for a long time. Everybody else did it. And what was so crazy about it, AV, she had pushed me. She got mad because she couldn't get the keys. And she tried to snatch them out of my hand. I pulled them back. And I looked at her, I said, we're not doing this. I said, look, I don't have nothing against you. I realized it was more on her because it's easy for us to take stuff personal as people. But I was just like, man, you know what? There's no problem with you. And when I realized she had an issue, she had bigger things going on at home, I left it at that. Hey, your camera keeps zooming in and out too.
Oh, really? I don't know what's going on there. I apologize. I don't want to fuck with it.
Focus now. You good? I just want to make sure you good on your end.
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, but I don't know. It's tricky. It's been acting up, so I apologize for that.
It's probably just trying to focus. You fine, but I'm talking about AV. It's amazing, man, when you really make your mind up and you know, going to what I was going to ask you, man, as far as like having the right mindset. Why is that so important for men to have confidence and have a mindset for themselves?
Yeah, you know, Q, I think, and I posted something today on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all check me out on Instagram at Alpha Villains. I posted something simple. I said, confidence is simply trusting yourself, Q.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Trusting yourself. And I think in your particular case, you trust yourself to know how to handle a wild situation and remain calm. Yes. That's part of masculinity, right?
Yeah.
I think trusting ourselves, when we grow up, depending on your demographic or the type of environment you grew up in, we, especially as melanated men, we are not encouraged to trust ourselves. We are encouraged to trust other people who don't look like us. It's unfortunate, my nigga, that people that look like us would rather do business with people who don't look like us because we are known to not be trustworthy.
Yes.
So how the fuck are we going to be or band together or do shit and change the narrative of how we're perceived if every time we want to do business, we trying to make somebody else that's not from our race class richer. So that's the system. They don't want you to be confident. If we really talk about it, you want to go deep
Yeah,
on
we
the
can do
dating
that.
apps. On the dating apps, black men, melanated men are the most desirable. They don't want you to know that. And it's really because at the end of the day, this is why they get tans. This is why they grow out their beards. Back in the day, I'm an older guy. Beards wasn't a thing. If
Yeah.
you were in the sales game, nigga, you had to have your face clean shaven because a beard resembles, you can't trust nobody. Not everybody got beards. And I'm not making this a race thing, Q, but what I'm saying is for men, especially melanated men, it's important for us to be unapologetic as far as who we want to be and who we are. And it first starts out by looking in the mirror. When we talked about it initially, Q, you said it was your fault. That's the first step.
Yeah.
Being accountable. Black men, we are not accountable for the things. We want to blame somebody else. And even though the people that we blame in Q have a stake in what they've done,
yeah,
at what point do we say, you know what, fuck it, this is what they did, now it's our time to turn our lives around? It's like blaming our parents. I could blame my father for not being around, my mother doing dumb shit, but I'm a grown-ass man now, my nigga. When is it my fault? When is it my turn to turn the shit around? So confidence is extremely important, but people that don't want you to be confident, Q, are going to be your family members, your cousins, your girl, because they don't want you to do that. Like, watch this. Let me say this too to your audience. I went to therapy for 6 sessions. I talk about this on my show all the time. It wasn't over a bitch, Q. It was about shit we talking about, connecting the dots. I ain't have a daddy. I was confident. I felt confident, but it wasn't connected for me. So I had to go to therapy. And when I said I was going to therapy, my mama, the girl I was seeing at the time, was like, oh my God, Avi, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. But when I came out the therapy queue, I was grabbing my dick. I was like, yeah, I'm that nigga.
Right.
They ain't like that, Q. They ain't want me to be confident, but they want me to be a man. But a bitch wants a man to handle her. But bitch, in order for me to handle you, I gotta be confident in what I'm doing so I can handle you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, fellas, don't listen to no bitch. Listen to yourself. Now, always improve yourself, but confidence is extremely important, especially as a man.
You know, and that's very important that you said that. You know, society is very programmed these days, and people tend to follow, you know, as we call it, the wave and things that are
the Matrix.
Yes. Speaking of that,
Matrix, right?
A lot of people don't even know. Speaking of the Matrix, a lot of people don't even know that, you know, the Matrix. Yeah, it was actually designed. A woman did create the movie, but there was also trans people. Nothing wrong with that community, but at the same time, us being men, it's like there's certain things that we're not going to accept. And it's scary now that we have things like these cancel cultures and stuff like that try to stop men from voicing their opinions, because trust and believe, you got these other folks that are able to voice and speak on how they feel about stuff, and their social platforms will get shut down. None of that stuff. But at the same time, it's a time and place for everything, and it's a way that we go about addressing stuff.
Right.
We use certain wordage and verbiage. So you guess where I'm coming from with that.
I feel you. Yeah. And I did a show this morning on my YouTube channel at Alpha Villains called Emasculation in the Workplace, Q. And it's the same shit we talking about, bro. The Matrix was designed and written from a POV, from a female and a transgender. Again, we don't have any problems with that. But if you are heterosexual and you're a man, you should not be apologetic or walk on eggshells because you are a man.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are happening outside, Q, that we can't necessarily relate to, but they want you to be able to understand it. But the problem is, Q, you want me to understand the shit that you doing, but I ain't getting the same goddamn courtesy. Bitch, if you believe in God and I don't, I can respect that shit. But bitch, you want to read a psalm and a fucking excerpt from the Bible for me. If you want to take the COVID-19 shot and I don't, I can respect it, but you got a problem with me not taking it. This is the system, guys, that they don't want you to understand. And as a man, we talk about self-improvement. We talk about being melanated. We talking about being that nigga. It all starts with understanding what you're up against. Everybody wants you to do it their way, but when you do it your way, you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose popularity. You're going to lose family members. You're going to lose bitches. But at the end of the day, what's more important? Who you are or who they want you to be?
Yes. Piggybacking off of that, AV, is like you don't really want to lose yourself. I give you an example. every time, like I've had issues, whether I was out and about or at the gym or at the leasing office or just out in public. I remember we had a situation where the water was in the toilet. It was running the water
Water bill
bill,
up.
right?
Right.
So what I did, I told my lady, I said, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do just like I used to do with my sister. Now, you don't worry about that. Keep doing stuff that you've been doing. Keep
Yeah.
the position that you've been doing. I'm gonna go handle this at the leasing office and talk to him, right?
Right.
Going back to patients, there's a guy that's there. And you know what I'm saying? He likes the same sex, but the thing is, it's a level of respect. So I
Right.
don't treat him no differently. So when I come in, they know I mean business. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to him like I talk to any other straight man.
Right.
So when you see these type of interactions and they see like, oh, you know, they be like, oh shit, like he for real. Like, yeah, man, I don't give a fuck what you
Yeah,
got
my
going
nigga.
on the side. This is
Yeah.
what I need done. If you
Word.
can do
Yeah.
this,
Like,
I'm cool. And
yeah.
I had a lady that got mad, man. She took it personal, AB, because uh he basically put out some paperwork for us to fill out that helped us out because when we moved in, shit was fucked up.
Sure.
And what ended up happening was I gave him the paper, but the girl was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Oh no, I was going to give him this paperwork." She was like, "Oh, I can take it." I said, "Nah, you know, I was going to give it to him." She took it personal. I smiled at her and I said, "Look, it's not that serious. You ain't got to take it personal. Everybody has to
Mm.
understand it." And I said, "Y'all have a nice one." And I left, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You see, it's awesome that you're in that field, even though it may suck and whatever, but you're doing,
Yeah.
you got several hustles. It helps us, man, because
Yes.
they want to throw us away, guys. They want to put us away. You know what I mean? If you confident you a black man in the workplace or anything like that, you probably are the bad guy. So
Yeah.
the fact that you smiled at this woman and just looked at her, that just shows your level of growth. And that shows that, you know what I mean? This is light work. This is petty shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I want men to understand. It's okay for us to be quote
Yes.
unquote emotional or feel certain things. The key is, guys, is to find outlets.
Yes.
He may go to the range, he may have hobbies. We always want you guys to have certain type of hobbies. And now podcasting and YouTube, I mean, listening to podcasts on YouTube is not a fucking hobby. Going to the gym ain't a fucking hobby either. That's a bare minimum, my nigga. Doing certain things, guys, to kind of help you get some of that aggression out will make you a better partner or a better man for a prospective woman. Because here's another thing. I'm gonna go left with this shit real quick.
Go ahead.
Back in the day, my nigga, and this we might have to do a part 2 for this, but watch this though. When I talk about releasing your aggression, sometimes having another bitch makes you a better man for your main bitch. Because now I'm taking the aggression out on my side bitch, or I'm dating multiple women. Now I'm doing what I need to do. I'll get it out with her. Now I'm a better person for you. You got to take time for yourself. And again, I'm not condoning cheating, but it is what it is. Niggas need to find ways.
They need to be honest with themselves and honest with whoever they want to, you know, have a situation with, man. That's why I got my situation. I was talking to another woman before me and her even got serious. And I told her, I said, look I don't want us to move fast like this. This is what's going on. Either they ain't going to accept it or they don't. And a lot of guys don't get that. Like we was watching Sex Life last night and she asked me, we're going to have another episode on this.
We have to.
We're going to have to. Look, we were sitting down chilling. And she said, she looked at me, she said, do you think them girls on the hoes? I said, no, they just like to have fun.
Child, please.
I said, hoes make money and stuff like that, but they you know what I'm saying, they do just like trick and give out their money for free. I said, there's some women that give out they box for free.
Don't play. Let's not play that. That's part 2. That's another show. These things ain't ready. Yeah. Word.
Oh man, let me ask you this, AB.
Talk to me.
I seen a video that was 3 months ago, and I remember seeing this. And before we even got together on this and set the date on this, I seen you had a video talking about friends are temporary. Can you break that down on why and how it can help you help mold you into a better individual?
Sure, man. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, man. So I've made several references about this friend situation, Q, and I think I said something to the effect, real men believe in the fallacy of friendship. And what I mean by that, guys, is that, when you're younger and you're a kid, we want to be accepted. We want to find a tribe. We want to be kind of like get along, get along gang.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as you become a man, you start to understand who you are. You become honest with yourself. A lot of people aren't going to jive with you, especially nowadays. If you're a man, you're rare. Like it's like being, I don't know where you're at, but it's like being in Atlanta. If you're a heterosexual man in Atlanta, you're supposed to be gold because most of these guys will swing the other
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
So the whole friendship thing is very important because as a man, you have to take a lot of walks alone.
Yes.
There's going to be certain things that you're going to do that you're going to outgrow people, and people sometimes when you're on the path for improvement, Q, they may not recognize you and then they want to hate on you. Like if we start on this podcast shit, I ain't getting no support from friends. Niggas don't care what I'm doing until they went and wait at the finish line.
Yes.
So it's important for two things as men. You know, as we get older, friends are temporary and you cannot hold it against someone if they outgrow you or you outgrow them. Now, when you get older, you're going to realize that you can't really trust anyone unless there is something in it for them.
Yeah.
So you have to make alliances and know, like you said, you talk to the guy or anybody like you would talk to anybody else. It's a matter of respect.
Yes.
If we can provide value to one another, Q, it's a business arrangement and it could be cool right there. Now, if it evolves into something more, that's great too. But as a man, you have to carry yourself with respect and surround yourself around people who have the same drives that you do. Not necessarily the same interests, but the same drives. Because if you want to be successful and I want to be successful, I define success, you define success differently. At least we both want to be successful. But when you hold on to the whole friend thing, a lot of emotions get involved. And then sometimes you get disappointed. And then now you're caught in your feelings. And that's not the way a man should operate. A man should operate logically and surround himself around go-getters if he wants to be a go-getter. If you want to be a fucking loser, hang out with 5 losers. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's so true, man. I like how you broke that down because I was watching the video and I was like, man, I said this resonates so much with me because
real.
I remember when I moved 3 years ago, I moved away from Georgia and I was like, man, one thing I heard this man tell me, he said, you're gonna really, when nobody else can't pick you up, you're gonna be the only one to be able to pick yourself up.
Facts.
And you're gonna understand yourself a lot more. You're gonna see why things played out. Because it's like now, I used to reach out to my peoples all the time, try to hit them up once a week or so. I barely even do that anymore because I wasn't getting the same. And I was like, you know what? Let me get focused on what I'm really trying to accomplish. Let me set some goals for myself. And having goals, man, like you said, having goals and having hobbies, that type of stuff is very important because that's a part of your growth, man. That's a part of you being who you are. And that's what brings people to you, whether people believe it or not. That's how people gravitate to you, man. You right about that. That's some great points, AV.
Yeah, man. So, you know, because of my work schedule, like I said, guys, I have a 9 to 5. I'm in the mortgage industry and I work remote.
Nice.
I'm a morning guy. Early bird gets the worm. I'm old school. And I figured, you know, looking at the YouTube streets and looking where I could fit in, there wasn't really a quote unquote morning show in the manosphere red pill space. Now, granted, even though I don't consider myself red pill or manosphere, I'm kind of lumped into it because that was my first footing in. And I'm trying to make my lane for myself. But I thought Finish Your Breakfast would be a good idea because I wanted to stay away from trendy topics. I kind of wanted to be a voice. And Q, I really find that for me, the shows that I really enjoy the most are the shows that kind of break down some of the talking points that a lot of men listen to, and a lot of the things are being left out. And I think that's the gray area in this shit.
Yes.
In YouTube, Q, on podcasts, it's either you're alpha or you're beta. And there's a lot of niggas that are in between that kind of don't understand it and they don't know what side to pick. You ain't got to fucking pick a side. Pick your side. There's a lot of niggas that I roll with, bro, that are my niggas. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're like, nigga, what you talking about, nigga? They don't even understand it. So at the end of the day, Finish Your Breakfast for me, I felt like it should be a show that would be edutainment, but at the same time, allow you to start your day with thinking about something that you may have been uncertain about. And that way you can kind of help mold you in deciding who you want to be. So that's why I came up with the Finish Your Breakfast, because breakfast is supposed to be the most important meal of the day.
You know what? I like that because, like you said, they'll ask you what you listening to. But my thing is, I'd be like, man, just take some time out of your day or at night to listen to it and get your mind right and see what's going on because you actually are making an impact, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Not even just on social media, man, but in real life because it represents who you are. as a person, AV, and I respect that because
Appreciate you, my nigga.
that when I seen the fact that you were just being yourself, regardless of how you came into the
Yeah.
industry, it don't even matter. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, what happens is you start falling in line, you start figuring out who you are, you start talking about things that you have thoughts about or stuff from experience, and you
Right.
never know who's that's going to impact and who's that's going to help in the long run. And I'm sure people are going to reach out and be like, yo, I had this situation happen to me years ago, man. And I came across your podcast, bro, and I listened, and that's what made me become a subscriber, but a long-term, you know what I'm saying, supporter. And to me, man, that's bigger than anything, man, because you making a difference at the end of the day.
Likewise, man. And like I said, you know, when you had the beard, I wanted to, because again, when you had, you know, the beard oil, I wanted to support, man, because again, you know, we don't do enough of that. And, you know, for me, Q, it's all about, this is my therapy.
Yeah.
I do, listen, don't get it fucked up. I do want to help and I want to make money doing this shit. I want to quit my job, but this is my therapy. Sometimes I still go through shit. When I hear my playback, I'm like, all right, cool. Here. It keeps me off the line, nigga, because I got to walk the line every day, my G. I used to do dumb shit. And sometimes, nigga, I still want to get fucked up. I want to do something stupid, bro, but I'm too old. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do something productive and hopefully I can help make a guy prevent him from doing something stupid as well. So I'm enjoying it.
That's big, man. And, you know, that's important just to really find yourself, man, and change certain habits. It's just like, I used to be so used to getting up to where some days, it'll be days, man, I would smoke every morning, but then I had to think to myself, like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me ease off of that for a minute.
Yeah, let me slow that down.
Let me be a little bit more productive with my time. Not saying that you're not productive, but let's be a little bit more productive to where you spare yourself time and you can enjoy the fruits of your labor later on.
Precisely.
At the end. And that's big, man. A lot of people are not gonna be able to admit that, man. And that takes a lot of courage, bro. For real.
Yeah. And it's an everyday struggle. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm older now, I can't recover. I wish I could drink on a fucking Monday. Shit. And I'm that dude, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go hard, but you know, like I said, like you said, there's a time and place and enjoying your fruits of your labor. So at the end of the day, man, I chose the lesser of two evils. Get fucked up or create a legacy. And I decided to do this. And eventually, you know, hopefully I could be in a position so when I do enjoy my cigar and my scotch, Q, I'm doing it on my time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it when, you know what I mean, when I gotta force it. So that's what it is.
I like that. So let me ask you this before we even end all of this, man. So do you have any courses or just any type of mentorship or anything that may help some men if they happen to reach out to you that you can offer them as far as services go?
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. I don't have any courses as of yet, but I am coaching. I am dabbling into that. Nice. If you guys want to have a conversation with me, email me at info@mantomancoaching.com, MANTO, mancoaching.com. I'm also coming out with the book, Q, but in April. I'm writing them halfway done. That's going to be pretty. Yeah. It's going to be pretty good, man. I'm excited about it. Afi Kingdom, shout out to Afi Kingdom. He's gonna be helping me with that. Man. Yeah, that's my nigga. Yeah,
y'all
for sure.
OGs to me, dog.
I
take in what y'all say, man.
Appreciate you. Yeah, he's the one who put me on. So I'm coming out with a book that's going to be kind of in line with my brand. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, right now, you know, I don't have any courses, not to say that I won't, but right now, stay tuned for the book. And if you guys want to have a conversation, email me, info@mantomancoaching.com.
And also, where can the listeners find you online, AB?
Yes, man. So thanks for having me on, Q. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Alpha Villains. Also, I got two YouTube channels at Alpha Villains. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I got a backup YouTube channel as well called Mr. Weekday Mornings. I'd labeled myself Mr. Weekday Mornings. You guys can follow me there and stay tuned for my shows. Finish Your Breakfast every morning. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go. You hear me? YouTube Alpha Villains, yo. I appreciate you for having me on, my bro.
It's all good, y'all. So this is QuisyloSpeaks podcast, and I had Mr. Alpha Villains himself, man. You can find that brother on YouTube and IG and all that good stuff, man. He has a book dropping here real soon. So y'all stay tuned in, man.
Appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
You my nigga.
Hang out there, stay safe, stay blessed.
All right, holla at me. Yo, salute to you, man. Appreciate you.